I got on the phone, called my dad, who was a big time home run hitter. And my dad coached me over the phone what to teach her. And we used to go behind the school, you remember that on the planning days? And then Bob would watch what I was telling Warren, and he'd take her all the time. Next thing you know, her and Rainey, remember Rainey? The two of them were hitting balls so far they didn't even go look for them. So, anyways, Bob was a very positive guy. I remember one time, I was down and out. I called Bob, like I frequently do when I was down and out, because it's Mr. Positive, right? And he knew that I was a boxer at one time. And he says, you know what? You're not a deep man. You're in your corner catching your breath. That was Bob. Another time, out in the ocean, can barely see the shore, boat breaks. So Bob starts taking the engine apart. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? It's a carburetor. It's just a carburetor. And a swell comes in, and the carburetor falls out of his hands and falls into pieces in the boat. There's all these little pieces rolling around in the boat. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Bob. We didn't have cell phones then. You know? I said, you got a marine radio? No, we just didn't put the carburetor together. This guy's insane. He puts the carburetor together, starts the boat, and we go in, everything's fine. Okay. We'll bring in a life raft next time. It turns out, so often through my life, Bob was the life raft. Especially, we taught school together, especially if something happened at school. Because Bob knew the contract better than the school board attorneys. In fact, he was a better attorney than they were. And we all know that Bob had 2 copies of the contract, one in his back pocket and one right beside his toilet. So you had a problem, you went to Bob. And he told you what to do, and more often than not, he was right. And I'm going to end with one thing. I found out tonight that Bob lied to me. And Rose accidentally let me know. I got called in by the principal who Bob was having a big fight with. He says, have a seat. This is very important. Very important. I sit down. He says, my paperweight. Pick it up. All right. So I picked it up. I don't know. What's the deal? He says, look at my desk. Well, when I picked it up, I looked down, and somebody had super glued the paperweight to the desktop. When he picked it up, it pulled the veneer off. He says, who did it? I mean, this guy's running a major high school. I'm like, I don't know who did it. And I did not know who did it. He says, well, Rose did it. I said, how do you know? He says, I know. You're going to tell me. I says, I'll tell you something, sir. If I knew, I wouldn't tell you. And I left. So I asked Bob. And he denied that every time we talked for the rest of our lives. He did it. Anyways, it was a pleasure knowing Bob. And I always felt that I was better for it.